What up? This Ray, back with part 3 of I Swapped Wives with my best friend. So in part 2, my ex-wife Shauna somehow found out where I had moved to and had fought Kiki in my yard. I had a mind to press charges, but I didn't cause I knew she had little Mika over there to take care of. Kiki and Doug were still cool. Even though she broke up with him, they were still married, just separated. I felt like Kiki was still going around Doug and messing with him just to piss Shauna off. Ms. Mitchell offered to throw me a birthday party and I was too geeked up. I just loved me some Mrs. Mitchell. She was like the fairy godmother I never had. I don't know what made her take an interest in me, but my life was much better because of it. She threw the party at a super high-end party spot. It was lit. I was having a ball, man. All the people who came was so nice and everybody was having a good time. I met Mrs. Mitchell's daughter, Haley. Now that one right there, she was a firecracker. I mean, super high energy, spicy, aggressive. She was all over me, and she was blocking any other girls from getting close to me. We ended up back at her house and, well, you know the rest. After that night, she wanted to be with me every chance she could, and I wasn't mad about it. She took me on weekend getaways to fancy vacation spots.
She got style, grace, she got attitude, feel it much.
We ate the finest foods and drank the most luxurious liquor. She could be clingy, but the girl had class, and she knew how to treat her man. Well, we weren't together. She wanted to be in a relationship, but I wanted to take time to get to know her before making a commitment. Plus, I got Kiki's fine ass over at the house. She was being an asset to me right now, if you get my drift. One day, I was at home with Kiki chilling when Haley popped up. Now, Haley knows I got a roommate, and she knows I've slept with my roommate since high school. So her showing up was a power move. She wasn't slick. She wanted to check out the competition and mark her territory. She brought food for me, and she offered Kiki some too. They sat there together, being fake and nice.
On that big dough, your spirit on the gurney, by the plateau, snake in the grass, read what you sow, lurking in leaves, hiding in trees, spotlight on now, you can't sneak, lip online now, you can't speak, you a real one out here moving weak, private jet, don't take care of your seat, audacity, two-step to me,
You could feel the tension in the air. Finally, Kiki said she had to go to work, which I know she was off that night, but I guess she was agitated by Haley and wanted to leave. Then Haley tells me she drank too much and asks if she can sleep over. I knew she was just trying to make sure I wasn't with Kiki, so I told her I'd drive her to her house and stay with her. I really didn't feel comfortable with Haley sleeping on the same sheets. Me and Kiki just rolled around on. One day I got an email from Shauna. She said she wanted to apologize for coming over and causing drama. She said she realized that she really messed up with me, and she won't bother me anymore. She promised she was gonna sign the divorce papers, and she hopes we could one day be friends. I didn't know how to feel about it. It would be nice if she would accept how things are and stop acting crazy. I could only hope for the best. I decided to get some cameras installed at my house, just in case she showed back up. It had been about a month, and I hadn't seen Haley for a while, and she said she was on a trip to visit family, and she called me every day while she was gone. I kind of got used to her calling to hang out every day. I realized I kind of missed her. Yeah, she was bossy and controlling and clingy, but that's just because she couldn't get enough of me, and who could blame her? She reached out when she got home and asked me to come over. I was excited to see her, so I left work early. As soon as I saw her, I knew something was different. Then it hit me. This girl went and got plastic surgery. It looked like a boob job and a BBL. She said she felt like she needed a little bit of work. I'm thinking it looked really good on her. I was turned on because I really do like my women cornbread thick. But for her to go all out like this? Was she trying to compete with Kiki? If so, she had already won. She was rich, Her family was rich. She didn't need to compete with Kiki, the same girl who was sliding down a pole every night. Her life was made. I told her I loved it, which I did, but I felt that her reasons for getting it done were all wrong. One day I called Kiki and was joking around and told her she better have my food cooked when I got home. I was surprised to find Kiki at home cooking me dinner. I told her I was just joking, but I did appreciate it. After that, Kiki would cook dinner all the time. Even if she had to work, she would make sure something was in the fridge for me. I thought it was sweet, but weird because she never cooked before. A lot of times I didn't come home because I was with Haley. She would text me and ask when I would be coming back. One night, after we had just finished making love, she tells me that she loves me and wants to be together. I kind of knew that this would happen. I seen it coming. I explained to Kiki that I'm not ready for a relationship and I'm not gonna try to be in a relationship with someone who is dancing and fraternizing with horny men all night. She said that she wasn't gonna be dancing anymore, that she had gotten hired to be a background dancer for a rapper, and she would be doing real dance moves on stage now. I told her that's not the point, that I need time to be single and figure it out. So she gets upset and starts arguing about how I had been just using her for sex, that I didn't care about her, all this other nonsense. I told her, since she felt that way, we shouldn't keep messing around. Matter of fact, she can sleep on the couch from now on, and she has a month to get a place. I wasn't about to sit up in my own home and be nagged and harassed, and I'm big single out here. I answer to no one. Kiki ended up moving out while I was at work. She sent me a long text about how I had led her on and played with her emotions. I couldn't believe she was acting like this when I made myself clear in the beginning that I didn't want a relationship. I even used protection with her so she didn't get pregnant. It's not my fault that her tricks didn't get her what she wanted. I didn't even charge her rent while she stayed with me, so I am the one that got used as far as I was concerned. A month after Kiki left, I was out doing some shopping with Haley when we ran into Kiki and her new boyfriend. I guess she had hooked up with the rapper she was supposed to be dancing for. It's the only reason she would be in a fancy store on the good side of town. She didn't shop at these kinds of stores. Anyways, we tried to act like we didn't see Kiki, but she made herself known. She gets to introducing me to her friend, and then she asks Haley, "Were we together now?" Haley said we're never far apart, so I'm definitely her man. Kiki got pissed and stormed off with her guy. She sends me a nasty text saying that I played her for the rich girl, but I was going to get my karma. I just blocked her because I'm not going to keep explaining what's obvious. Kiki, you're a thought, and nobody wants to try to tame you. Doug used her, all the men use her, and she lets them. Because she wants to run the streets and shake ass all day, nobody takes her seriously. Not long after that, I was at my house, and Haley stopped by to see me. We were having a good talk about my goals as far as running a restaurant, and she was telling me about the stores she owned. I was really excited about learning firsthand from Mrs. Mitchell all the tricks of the trade. Suddenly, we heard loud popping sounds and glass shattering. Me and Haley ran for cover. I couldn't believe someone was shooting at us. But who could it be? We didn't see anybody, but then again, we didn't hang around to look. My front windows were destroyed. The cops came very quickly and tried to get as much information as possible so they could catch whoever did it. They asked me if I had any enemies, and I'm thinking, yeah, quite a few. I just kicked one lover out and she wasn't happy. I just divorced my wife. She was pissed, and I just cut my best friend off. So lots of people didn't like me right now. They took footage from my security cameras and left. Yeah, y'all, it was all bad. Haley was shook up, and Mrs. Mitchell was upset because her daughter could have been hurt. Or worse, she didn't blame me for it. She told me I should just move in with Haley for now since my house was no longer safe. Or she could let me rent another place she had. I told her I would let her know my decision. I felt blessed that Haley and her mom were there for me at that moment. Well, now I had to watch my back and leave my home, but you can best believe I'm going to find out who did this, and they are going under the jail. I'll let you know what happens in part 4, so see you soon, and thanks.